I was participating in a fruit and vegetable co-op with my little boys, Drew and Nathan, and I watched their eating habits dramatically change just from having this consistent access to fresh produce. And one day, Drew was at a birthday party, and he called me over and he said, "Mommy, do I have to eat this?" And it was cake. And I thought, you know what, if I can have this change in my house, how do I bring the same change to underserved communities that lack access to fresh produce, but childhood obesity and other related illnesses are really high? And that's how Brighter Bites started.
People talk about the food desert issue. The other issue we have is food swamps. Food swamps are high density of fast food restaurants. So you not only have low access to healthy food, you have high access to unhealthy food.
Food banks have been around for a little over 3 decades. And I can tell you that when we started, we very much thought of ourselves as in the calorie business. And it took a while, frankly, for us to admit that not everything we're supplying was causing the benefit we were hoping for. One of the things we learned is that hunger is not some isolated issue. It's part of larger poverty and low-income problems.
1 in 6 kids in Houston today are food insecure, meaning they don't know if they're going to have enough food tomorrow. And what I found is we've about tapped out on all the bottles and jars and cans that we can get. The opportunity for more is in fresh.
3 out of 10 children are overweight or obese, and in low-income communities, it's even higher. So this next generation has a lower life expectancy by 5 years as compared to us. For that to happen in a developed nation is just mind-blowing.
We look at, well, what is it that we can do? One of the things that we have is a huge flow of surplus produce. Americans have come to really expect perfection out of everything they see at a supermarket. A lot of what is grown isn't perfect looking. It's literally billions of pounds a year of produce that is grown in the United States and not even harvested, and billions more that are harvested and not even brought to the supermarkets.
Over half of all fresh food is thrown away. At HEB, we have specific standards of what we'll accept and what we don't. So things that are misshapen, a potato that looks like a square, a potato that looks like an L. There's nothing wrong with them. It still tastes great, they just aren't particularly pretty.
What do you do with it? A lot of growers are having to sell it below cost or not even harvest it. They'd much rather move it. So we're taking that food and we're feeding it to people that need it, and we're giving them good food.
Brighter Bites is a nonprofit that delivers fresh produce to families through schools and other locations where kids are. We are trying to change their eating habits and create communities of health through fresh food. The great thing about Brighter Bites is we didn't reinvent the wheel on anything. All we did was come up with a formula, produce distribution, nutrition education, and a fun food experience. And we got all these people to come in with us to make it happen.
We're able to, over the course of 16 weeks, provide 30 pounds of produce a week. That's the idea of it, is to really flood the pantries and make it so that the child can't turn his head without seeing a piece of fresh produce. If you come to a distribution, you're gonna see a lot of smiling faces, a lot of colorful produce. Just people enjoying the process of engaging in the community.
I felt like this was a brilliant idea where we could combine access to fruits and vegetables with nutrition education, teaching CATCH, the coordinated approach to child health, and then we developed all the parent education materials and used schools as the vehicle to channel it into low-income communities.
We're in a school 16 times. So what does that mean? It means that we become a trusted face in that school, that the Brighter Bites team is there week in, week out. We're working with the families, with the kids, with the teachers, and we become a trusted part of that community.
One of the smart moves that Brighter Bites has done is insist that the volunteers actually come from the schools. It makes it far more sustainable. And frankly, I think it just adds that much more ownership to the success of the program.
This is the first year for us, so it started just with a call from the principal saying, there's this program that will bring food, are you interested? So they told us about the process, how it will work, At the beginning, we didn't know what to expect, but it's been great. It's been great because even though they walked through the whole process with us, it's not the same as when you're already doing it.
It's pretty surreal to watch and see what kind of impact we're having. It's not just the fruits and vegetables, it's almost become bigger than that. When you create these communities of health through fresh food, a lot of other things happen.
It works in a way that's more than just consumption. It's actually bringing people together. Parents are going to schools and meeting teachers for the very first time. Kids and parents are cooking together. Scratch cooking at home doubled for Brighter Bites families.
It's something exciting because you get to know people, you get to know the fruits and vegetables that maybe you never saw before. It makes me feel very happy because I know this is something that we're doing not only to help me, but to help a lot of families.
Something that we're really proud of is we have a centralized data platform, and we look at it in almost real time. So we know exactly who came into our program, when they came in, have they been coming every week, and we track it at every school, at every week, at every site.
We have generously been given a lot of resources to make this happen, and we want to show impact, and we are. And the data that's collected by UT School Public Health proves that we're making it happen.
Most programs are kind of theoretical, where they have ideas, but they don't actually put produce in people's hands and teach them how to eat. So we're not just trying to get people healthier, we're culturally changing the way they live. And who does that? I mean, what program could possibly do that?
The big engine that makes this feasible is the giant flow of surplus produce, which can be done in most places in the country eventually, many of them today.
If you can, then you must. And by the grace of God, I woke up today and tonight I can have for dinner whatever I want. Other people can't. I want them to have the same opportunity that I did. It's the American dream, but you see it slipping away from a lot of people. And that's the power of Brighter Bites, is to have a vision and spread it first to a community, and then to our state, and then to our nation.
The great thing about Brighter Bites is it's so scalable. This formula works, and we know that it can be replicated anywhere, anytime. The same need that's in Houston is in New York. People are lacking access, and they don't know what to do with fresh produce, so it's just gone away from their lives, and we're bringing it back. And we're gonna bring it back everywhere we can go.